Welcome to Recent News Update. We begin with the tragic news of a shooting at a school in Nashville, Tennessee that has left 6 people dead. The victims include 3 children and 3 staff members, who were shot by an ex-student of the school. Our thoughts and condolences go out to the families and loved ones of those affected by this senseless act of violence. In addition to the devastating loss of life, we also know that there could be many individuals who have been traumatized by this event. If you or someone you know is struggling to cope with the aftermath of this tragedy, it's important to remember that there is help available. There are many resources and organizations that provide support and assistance to those who have experienced trauma or are struggling with mental health issues. These include counseling services, support groups, and hotlines that offer a listening ear and helpful advice. Remember, it's okay to reach out for help and support during difficult times. Don't hesitate to seek out the resources that are available to you. Together, we can work towards healing and recovery in the wake of this tragedy. 6 people, 3 children and 3 staff, had been killed in a shooting by an ex-student at a school in the U.S. city of Nashville, Tennessee. 3 of the victims who lost their lives were young pupils, all of whom attended Covenant School and were aged 9 years or under. The names of these children were revealed by the police as Evelyn Deekhouse, Hallie Scruggs, and William Kinney. In addition to these young students, there were also 3 adult victims who were named by the police. They were Cynthia Peak, aged 61, Catherine Kuntz, also aged 60, and Mike Hill, aged 61. Covenant School, a private Christian institution, has approximately 200 students enrolled in its programs. The school caters to students aged 3 years and above, up to around 12 years of age. On the day of the tragic incident, Ms. Peak was working at the school as a substitute teacher. Mr. Hill was employed as a janitor, while Ms. Kuntz held the position of head of school, as stated on Covenant's website. According to police, the individual who carried out the attack was identified as 28-year-old Audrey Hale, who identified as transgender. Hale entered the school premises in a Honda Fit, armed with 3 guns, including a semi-automatic rifle. After firing through one of the locked school doors to gain entry, Hale roamed the deserted corridors, brandishing an assault-style rifle in one hand and another similar weapon on the left hip, while wearing a protective vest. Hale fired shots on the ground floor before moving to the building's 2nd floor, where police arrived on the scene. Hale fired at the police from the 2nd floor, hitting one officer's windscreen and injuring another officer with broken glass. Police rushed inside and fatally shot the suspect at 10:27. Police received the first call about the incident at 10:13 local time on Monday. Nashville Police Chief John Drake revealed that investigators found a manifesto and a map of how all of this was going to play out, including entry and exit points at the school building. Drake also stated that the shooter had conducted surveillance while planning the attack. Following the incident, parents gathered at a nearby church to be reunited with their children. The Presbyterian-affiliated Covenant School, located in the upmarket Green Hills neighborhood, just south of downtown Nashville, was the site of the attack. One parent stated that their child had been left traumatized by the shooting. Now we will be discussing how to cope with trauma and find support in the wake of a tragic incident, the shooting at a Nashville school that left 6 people dead. Traumatic events like this can have a profound impact on individuals and communities, and it's important to know how to manage your feelings and find the resources you need to heal. Recognizing trauma. The first step in coping with trauma is to recognize its signs and symptoms. Trauma can manifest in a variety of ways, including physical symptoms like difficulty sleeping or eating, as well as emotional and behavioral symptoms like anxiety, depression, and avoidance. It's important to pay attention to these signs and seek help if you are struggling to manage them. Finding support. One of the most important things you can do after experiencing trauma is to find support. This can come in many forms, including talking to friends or family members, seeking therapy, or joining a support group. It's important to find a support system that works for you and to lean on others for help and guidance as you navigate the healing process. Self-care. Self-care is another important aspect of coping with trauma. This can include things like getting enough rest, eating a healthy diet, and engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. It's important to take care of yourself both physically and emotionally as you work to heal from the trauma you have experienced. Thank you for joining us today as we discussed how to cope with trauma and find support in the wake of the tragic shooting at a Nashville school that left 6 people dead. Remember, it's important to recognize the signs of trauma, seek out support, and take care of yourself physically and emotionally. If you or someone you know is struggling with trauma, don't hesitate to reach out for help. There are resources available to support you through the healing process. Thank you for watching and take care.